Welcome to another show of Business Africa. The debate has been going on the countries. We want to make the country a hub for the education and want to excel in this sector. We want to make it another pillar of the economy. And to discuss that today, we have none than the other Vijay Appanah from the Law, Business and Management School. Vijay Appanah, welcome to our show.
Thank you very much.
When we talk about the education sector, you're not new. You've been there for a while. Tell me more about what you've done and tell me more about the LMBS.
We have to go back to about 15 years ago, 1997. 1997, when we look at Mauritius, there were many Mauritians who wanted to go abroad to study, and there was the University of Mauritius. Perhaps the University of Mauritius was not on the global world market at that time. So many students wanted because it was greener there. So we thought of something. When we teach in UK, we are good. Why can't we teach here?
Absolutely.
You see? So we decided to say, why can't we give an international qualification right in Mauritius at a very affordable price? We started with LLB, we started with BSc Law and Management, we started with MBA, we started with a computer, all at about maximum 300,000 rupees, 3 years. 3 years maximum 300,000 rupees, tuition, registration, books, etc., etc. At 300,000 rupees, I wonder today how many parents cannot afford it. When if you go abroad, it's 3 million rupees minimum. Just the tuition fee, just the university fee, and then the travel, and then the, you see. So we started that. Naturally, there was a lot of skepticism at that time, Mauritian, how they will do it, and this and that. We said no, we believe in ourselves, and we got a lot of lecturers, PhD and so on and so on. We have been able to create 800 graduates during the last 10 years with University of London, with UNISA, with IGNU, with Charles University, you know, everywhere. So we can say that although the education hub is today, the education hub really started 15 years back.
Yeah. So what you're saying is you can have an international degree locally, but coming to that point, the government has always wanted us to have a knowledge economy or knowledge hub. Can we actually differentiate between the two? Are we trying to create an economy or trying to create a hub? I
think we should not differentiate between the two, because let's face it, if people don't have money to buy their food, what is the work for a government? The government need to create what is economic space, as we say. You know, economic space. For example, what they did, for example, in Mozambique, you know, they were able to hire or get acres of land and got industry to go there. This was called an economic space. So we have had the seafood hub, we have had the ITC and so on. We had to find something to be able to create another way of how really to get money to the country. Now, to get money in the country, we can sell Gatupima, we can sell anything, you see, but then we sell education. Why not? Yeah. Therefore, education becomes something. Well, we can nobilize, we can make education noble. In fact, that is what is happening. So whether at this point in time there is some more things that is, let's say affair, you know, in terms of that, or whether we can fine-tune it better, you know, we are at a transitional stage. And if at this transition we try to, you know, so be too severe, we might not reach that. The government of Mauritius is trying to reach 100,000 students, you know, in the next 5-10 years. It means a lot of money. And if at all we can do that, you can see the growth on our GNP on that basis. So I'm not going to sort of segregate, you know, the economic aspect and to the education aspect. It is a product that will lead to economy. It is the economy that needs that product, if I can put it this way.
But there's an important point. We mustn't forget the fact that so far up to date, there's been some issues about the quality of the education. The sector has been tarnished because of a lot of issues that's going on. How can we have faith?
I feel a bit of pity about how our students may have jumped onto, you know, something easy and so on and so on. Whether the authorities should have already at that time, you know, taken the right sort of discipline and severity in that or not, doesn't matter. But as I said, you know, the past is not going to be the tomorrow. So we have to realize, I mean, the mistake which we have done, I mean, the government or whoever has done should be corrected now. And I'm sure we have to make a lot of pressure that should be corrected. We need to. For example, we went for the University of London. See, it's not anything. It's the third 10 university in
top 100, yeah.
And has 300,000 rupees.
Yeah.
Why go to any Tom, Dick, Harry university? You can have the best university. Now we are going to be franchised with the Richfield University, USA. It's nothing. I mean, you see, go for the best. We went to the Charleston University, Australia. You see, and the MBA was different. One thing maybe I would like to say, when you're talking about education, whether we give cheap education or education just, at least to get the people to pass. In fact, one of the big problems today, if somebody gets his MBA, he put it on his wall, say, Mama, Papa, here is my MBA. But then create something, he can't create anything. Yeah. When I did my MBA, I had 21 modules. And leadership was in the field, not in the classroom. When I see this, I got 7, 8 modules, and leadership is just the books. How can somebody be a real leader? How can somebody create an MBS? Yeah. That's exactly it. Create something and then tell me this is your MBA. Yeah. And this is the real MBA. You create something. MBA is the sum total of additional knowledge that you add. Yeah. It's not that you copy and paste. So I do agree with you. We have had, when I say we, I would not like to say that, I'm not part of this country. I'm part of this country. We are all one together with the opposition, with government, etc. So that's why I say we have had some problem, which should not have been. Yeah. But then it's a problem, you see. But in this transition period, we want to attract a lot of students. Probably we could not afford it. We could not, avoid it. But then that's not the point that we should continue with that.
Taking on what you've been saying, there's that debate of whether we want to go for quantity or for quality, and then you also mentioned about the quality of the MBA that's been churning out. For you, the economy, do we need more managers, do we need more workers, or do we need more leaders? I think one of your logo is leaders of excellence. You want to create more professional, which is your logo?
Yes, it's true that we need more leaders. In fact, two important things that I have been writing about. Why do graduates don't get jobs? Because basically they are bureaucrats. I mean, they go there, what they have learned, they got, and the business world is not looking for that. They are looking for entrepreneur. And many people, even in the mini school, have not been able to understand what is entrepreneur. Entrepreneur means that you are an entrepreneur in the organization. And for that, you have to take risks. You have to be able to do things as if it's your money. Yep. How many of the graduates want to say, at the end of the month, I get my salary, okay. I have been employing graduates from university. I won't say it. When I ask them to write a letter, I have to collect 5 times. So I ask myself, 25,000 rupees I pay, but I better take it in a chassis. Yeah. When I ask them to put the address, do you know where they put the address? At the last bottom line of the envelope. If you get such a letter from an MBS, what are you going to think of the MBS? Yeah. So I had to, it's all expenses. You have to, 10 rupees is one envelope, you have to throw it away just because of that. So employing a graduate, we want to, but then I'm training them to be entrepreneur. It takes time, 6 months, 7 months to be entrepreneur, at least inside the business. So today, for example, the actor is there, they have gone outside with my car to put all the posters. This is training. You see, then they get the confidence that they are making the cake. It's not somebody making the cake and then they will eat it.
In any economic growth,
just to come back, in fact we are looking for leaders, but professional leaders.
Professional leaders.
Not leaders who are just going to be, bossing. We are not looking for bossing. Bossing is over.
You don't need people to implement things.
And one example I gave today, the leader must start something and the others will follow. If the leaders sit quietly and tell them to do it, they don't do it. Leader is situational leader. They must start something themselves and then leave it, let them go. If they don't leave it also, then they become followers as well.
Yeah. So you need people who are entrepreneur with a passion and the drive inside them. But one thing is also important is the cycle of economic development. You need talents, you need professional. Next door, the line is waking up, Africa. And I think there is a scope and opportunity now to train some of these professionals which you're doing here on the island. How can we then tap into that sector to create more leaders, more professionals?
We already have got nearly 30 Nigerians studying at our school. We already got about 50 Nepalis studying our school. What is the constat that we have in terms of this? These people are not talented people. These people, like we were, 20 years back, we wanted the greener is there, wanted to go stay also there. And Nigeria is a country where you have got, and 1% of the population can be billionaire.
Yeah.
And they have got 150 million. This is a country where really we can tap in order to get our students. Nepal also, India also, Kenya we are going now and so on. What I think is really that the market today is cross-border. The market is not in Mauritius. I mean, we should be able to tap into that market. It's a good opportunity that today we have got the new student visa, which can allow students to work at the same time as to study. This is an attraction. So the development of our competence is to be able to use our competence. If we develop our competence and we can't use it, we waste it. So Africa is a way by which we can use our competence. Accountants, lawyers, and so on. So one thing, for example, I was talking to somebody, why don't we go and study the law in South Africa? Why don't we train our lawyers in Mauritius to be able to understand South African law and go there? You see? Because today they know only the Mauritian law, called Napoleon and so on and so on. And then they are fighting, one fellow told me one day, if on Friday somebody doesn't commit a crime, my kitchen won't run on Sunday. But why don't we do that? Go and study the law in Kenya. And let's have, now we can have joint ventures. So let's have joint ventures with these people there. Mediation is coming, arbitration is coming, and the whole Africa there is a lot of conflict. Why don't we study that? Why don't we become an expert in mediation? And there's a lot of scope. There's a lot of scope to be able to use the talent and skill of Mauritian. Mauritian people maybe have not discovered their talent, and talent is your inner. And this is another area where we are helping in terms of creating consciousness in people. But that's
I mean the scope in terms of law management. There's different aspects: commercial law, there's criminal law. There's a lot of aspect with scope that they will have to get it. But my question is, yes, this is something which we can do, but do we have enough capacity here on the island, enough lecturers, enough accommodation, enough of everything, so we can really make sure that we give the best education with the best lecturers and the best facilities, so when somebody comes from overseas, they really, we really mean business.
Up to now we have not got one single foreigner who has not got an accommodation. Everywhere people are renting houses and this and that we have got. Today we can build, houses, with, tall houses and so on. There is a possibility. To accommodate 100,000 students is not a problem. We have got that. What I'm trying to say, today we are in a crossroad. We have got people with a lot of talent. We have to find opportunities by which they can use that talent. And the opportunities here is not enough. So the African market is such a big market, let's go and exploit that market. Let's sell our talent to them. And for that we need to also to be, in fact, politically we have COMESA and so on and so on. We need to think of Africa as one of our members. Go and sell them, and therefore, that. Maybe, I don't know, in the next year, maybe we're going to set up a campus in Nigeria. Why? Because there, the student, will like to study in their country, but with a foreign partner.
Absolutely.
A foreign university. So it's already an MOU has been signed, but it's not yet finalized. No, what I'm trying to say, I'm always telling the people in Mauritius, is stop thinking of Mauritian. Stop thinking that my father, my mother, they have to stay there. You start traveling. You start making your name, more than outside Mauritius, and you will see Mauritius will be welcoming you over there.
Go and fly the world, enjoy, come back with experience.
Come back with money.
Go with money and come up with what we call brain gain. I know there's a lot of brain drain which people discuss, but you're actually bringing a lot of gain on the country. But where do you see the future of this sector in Mauritius and in the region? Is a sector which is going to boom, and what will be the challenges when we look? I don't think we should have any doubt on education. Education is something that will not slash down, will continue. Everybody will like to be educated. In fact, the whole
philosophy of human being is to be able to become wiser and wiser and wiser. I think that, and most of the government also is trying to encourage people to be more educated. Mauritius is a good example about it. In fact, if today we are about to be considered as very good in Africa, it's because our education. I don't see that as, it's not sugarcane, it's not any something, you know, and education is that. What we have to do is to make education so easy that people feel that it is not a big investment as we did. You know, that people feel, well, we can do it, you know, and it's easy to do it, and it's easy to get an international degree. So to reply to your question, I think there is great hope in terms of education. I think here probably we have been tapping on the right thing, looking at education as a product to sell.
Even our father of the nation was a great believer of education, and I think we're very successful. If we were to compare ourselves with Haiti, which went the other way of not giving free education. Vijay Appanah, it was a pleasure having you. I think we've discussed a lot of issues, very challenging issues, and let's hope that we make a lot of global professional leaders of excellence in the future.
I hope that I always say I am indebted to the nation.
Absolutely.
Indebted to the nation means therefore you're always indebted to the nation, and I hope with education I'll be always indebted to the nation.
Thank you very much. Thank you.